The Kansas City Chiefs just got exposed in the Super Bowl again. You got to give the Chiefs credit. Entering this game, they were the back to back defending champs for a reason. But a huge part of that reason was because in both of those games, they were able to protect Patrick Mahomes and prevent pressure from getting home. In both of their Super Bowl losses that they have in the Patrick Mahomes era, they were not able to protect Mahomes. And in this game, Philadelphia dominated up front in the trenches on both sides of the ball in all four quarters, but especially their defensive line against the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. And in both of these times that the Kansas City Chiefs have lost in the Super Bowl, they have had issues up front that lingered throughout the entire season that ultimately got exposed big time in the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 55 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by the end of the year, the Chiefs had lost both of their starting tackles due to injury, Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher, and they had some injuries on the interior as well. They were mixing and matching guys and had to start a couple of street free agents basically at guard positions in that Super Bowl against the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers feasted on it. They got interior pressure with guys like Vita Vea, and then that allowed guys like Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul to clean it up. That is the formula to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's almost as if the Philadelphia Eagles, along with looking at their own shortcomings from their last loss to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's almost as if they looked at the tape from when the Buccaneers beat them and said, we're going to follow a similar game plan. And the Eagles certainly have the players up front to do that, with guys like Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Milton Williams on the interior. And then you've got guys like Josh Sweat on the edge that are really good, that can clean up sacks and stuff like that. You know, Josh Sweat had a really nice cleanup sack in this game, and it was all forced by Eagles interior pressure on the Chiefs offensive line with guys like Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, and Jalen Carter. Collectively, I think those three guys could have won Super Bowl MVP. It's going to only go to one specific player, so that's why Jalen Hurts ended up winning it. But overall, the Eagles defense as a unit was the MVP of this Super Bowl, and it was the same formula that got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55. And quite frankly, it exposed a big flaw that this Chiefs roster has right now. They had to shift Joe Thuney, who is normally one of the best guards in the NFL, out to left tackle because they have not had a competent left tackle all season long. They tried Wanye Morris. That was not a good experiment at all. They tried Kingsley Suamataia. He was way too raw to see any playing time whatsoever. Then they tried to sign DJ Humphries off the street. He got injured almost immediately. So by shifting Thuney over to left tackle, that forced Mike Caliendo, the backup left guard, to shift in and be a starter. And quite frankly, he was not able to rise to that occasion in the Super Bowl. They picked on Caliendo all game long. They also beat Thuney quite a few times, but it was everybody up front. Jawan Taylor was getting beat at right tackle. Creed Humphrey, normally one of the best centers in the NFL, was getting beat. Trey Smith, their all-pro right guard, was getting beat. Literally everybody up front was getting beat. And the formula is you collapse the pocket with your interior defensive linemen, and then you play contain on the edges. That way you basically give Patrick Mahomes nowhere to go. And that's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did in this game, and that's what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in Super Bowl 55. The Chiefs are without a doubt going to be addressing their offensive line this offseason, just like they did after Super Bowl 55, and that led to them winning back-to-back Super Bowls a couple of years later. So that might be the same thing to watch out for here in Kansas City this time if they can address some of these offensive line issues. Outside of left tackle, they've got a good offensive line. They can shift Joe Thuney back over to his natural left guard spot. They've got a great right guard in Trey Smith. Obviously, Creed Humphrey's awesome. Jawan Taylor, he's got a lot of penalties. He draws a lot of controversy for the way that he plays, but overall, he does keep Patrick Mahomes' jersey fresh. They just need to find somebody who can step in at left tackle. If they can do that, then they will at least be able to address those issues up front, and honestly, they can probably return to their same old dominant selves, unfortunately. It really is that simple of a fix for the Chiefs, just like it was the last time around. And we saw them heavily invest in the offensive line after Super Bowl 55. It probably won't be as heavy of an investment this time, but I do believe that is going to be the plan for the Chiefs entering this offseason. And like I talked about in earlier videos, if the Denver Broncos want any chance at beating the Kansas City Chiefs, they are going to have to beat them in the trenches, just like the Philadelphia Eagles did tonight. All right, guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.